to Marassi News. The maritime industry has witnessed a paradigm shift across all of its segments, and this has required many dynamic changes from several of the industry's entities. Accordingly, at the top of 2019, Ince & Co. International and Gordon Dad's announced a merger to provide added value to both the firms and the industry. Today we are joined by Rania Tatros, the managing partner at Ince, and Barbara Conan, the global head of business development and marketing. First of all, can you tell us a little bit about Ince and your leading capabilities in the industry?
Sure. Ince & Co. was a law firm that was established over 150 years ago, and Gordon Dad's was a law firm established about 100 years ago. So they're both law firms that have very long traditions and are very well established, and the focus of both firms has always been the provision of first-class legal services to the clients they serve. If we're going to talk about maritime and maritime history, then Ince & Co. is the firm, if you like, in the new merged entity that has got the deepest seated maritime history. Ince started and for 150 years has been committed to the maritime industry. We have one of the largest legal shipping teams in the world. We're in the top rating for all the leading legal directories on the maritime side in all of the jurisdictions in which we operate. And so we have a very deep heritage in shipping. And I think shipping is one of those industries where when you get to know it, you really can't leave it. And so post-merger, all those lawyers who have done shipping like myself for all of their lives, they will continue to do shipping law, maritime law for the foreseeable future.
Could you highlight some of the significant contributions that Ince has made to maritime, both locally and globally?
Sure. I mean, Ince and the lawyers at Ince, because that is really who the firm is, have acted on some of the biggest casualties globally and locally, had some of the biggest incidents both globally and locally. They've acted on the biggest transactions, like you were starting off talking about the paradigm shift. I think the maritime world, which is quite a conservative and traditional sector, has recently modernized itself. And Ince has also been moving with those times and seeking to offer modern solutions to its clients in the shipping industry. But I think the contribution we make is really understanding the industry so that we can be there for our clients when they have their biggest incidents, when they have their biggest deals. I always say that it's a huge compliment for us as the lawyers who are really service providers to our clients, that they come to us when they have their biggest problems, and that they come to us when they have their biggest mergers and acquisitions, when they have their biggest joint ventures. The fact that they choose to come to us consistently, and they have continued to do so, I think shows how we can contribute to the growth of the sector.
And moving to Barbara, can you tell us why the firm decided upon the merger and how everything came into place?
Well, both firms have had the ambition to grow, and in order to grow, you obviously also need access to capital, which was available at the time when the merger took place, and with all the different services that both firms offered, there wasn't hardly any conflict. So it was basically complementing each other, which is quite a unique position. And Ince & Co., or the legacy Ince firm, has always had the ambition to be able to offer an even wider variety of services to their existing shipping clients, which they now are able to do. So we build on the strength of literally both firms, Ince in the shipping sector, energy, trade, and transport, as well as insurance, and Gordon Dad's with a wide variety of services for which they also have been ranked in the legal directories in the top tiers.
Rania, do you think that this decision was taken at the right time while keeping in mind the global paradigm shift that is affecting the maritime industry?
I think it definitely did take place at the right time. In hindsight, we've now been part of the merged firms for 6-9 months, tells us that it took place at the right time. Investment in legal services and all the services that service the shipping industry, if we're going to talk about shipping, I think now is the right time to do that. I also think that our focus now, whilst remains very much on the legal services side, is also to look at how we can offer solutions to our client, not just through legal services, but through consultancy services, for example, and The Ince Group has within its umbrella of companies a consultancy service, and I think that is something that our clients now, because of the shift that the market is going through, or has been going through really for coming up to 10 years, I guess, because of that, they are looking for different services. They're also looking for their lawyers to be solution providers, and that is something that this new merged firm is able to do much better.
And Barbara, what are the key benefits regarding the merger in terms of what was anticipated beforehand and what you've seen now?
I think this is mainly something that is of benefit to our clients. As said before, instead of having to work with, say, different firms, maybe 4 or 5 different firms, what you usually see, we do see now that we can offer everything. So there is no reason for our associates to say no to their clients. So as Rania rightly said, it's amongst a whole wide range of things that we do, including consultancy services, which is still quite unique in the market as such. So as a law firm, we're expanding to become more than just a law firm, but to become a legal and professional services provider, which benefits our clients, so that we're able to offer them the right solutions to their problems rather than services that we offer as such.
Can you explain some of the key differences in the new management model?
Yeah, sure. Again, I would like to refer to how this works for our clients, which I think helps is that we have a different management structure. So we have a chief executive officer who's basically the head of the Ince Group, and also of Ince, the legal and professional services provider, as we now are. And decisions are made very quickly. So he and the firm itself likes to act very swiftly, which drills down into how we offer the right value to our clients. So our fee earners can focus on delivering the services in the highest quality to our clients rather than focusing on pure management. Of course, we have heads of office like Rania as well, who are still managers, as such, managing the offices. But again, with the aim to deliver the best possible services to our clients, or business solutions, as you like.
Okay, and this next question is for both of you. To what extent does the merger benefit business growth for Ince?
I'm going to answer that from a shipping perspective,
Sure.
And maybe also look at it from a local Middle East perspective. So I think the merger has come with growth in sectors, like Barbara has said, and therefore I am now able to offer through this office to our existing clients a wider base of services. We can offer much more than what we used to offer. The reality is that we've had, despite trying for a number of years, I think, to shift a little bit away from being a very contentious practice, we had remained quite a contentious practice. That has definitely changed. It's taken time to change, but I think with the introduction of a really strong non-contentious practice at Wood & Dad's, that has allowed us to expand that offering to our clients. I think the other aspect of benefit to the global shipping, legal shipping offering that we have is that we've added new members to our team, and one particular notable addition is Judy and Clark, who will be joining the firm, I think, later this year or early next year. So that is something that I think the market has welcomed, and it shows both our commitment to shipping, but also how the new I don't want to call it merger anymore because it's been a while, how the new firm is offering an even better service to its clients.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And to add, I think, being able to attract, if you like, such senior members to our team, and even more to follow, I think that's a real, statement in the market as well. It shows the strength and the attractiveness of the firm to potential new joiners. So we see a huge shift in that, and potentially also because of the diversity. I mean, we're diversifying our offering so extensively that it is just a very interesting firm to work for.
Since the merger happened in January, how would you say the market has reacted, and have expectations increased from your clients, and do you feel you've been able to meet these expectations?
Well, there has obviously been the announcements in the media that the media makes after the merger, which aren't necessarily correct. But as a firm, we just deal with it, and they haven't been overly positive as we've announced it. But I think especially over the last couple of months, we've made very positive announcements in the market about new hires, about acquiring new business. We've opened an office in Gibraltar. We have expanded our teams in Hong Kong to diversify the service offering. So you can clearly see that the firm is growing in very different areas. And since then, as I said, we've also managed to attract very senior industry professionals, which again shows that we're still very much there in a very good state, if you ask me. We also look at legal directories and the way we are perceived in the market. So the question is whether who you speak to, I think, as well. And the most important of all for us is our clients and the way our clients perceive us in the market. And that hasn't changed. I think what we can say is that they have been very pleased for us to add an even broader range of services and business solutions for them, so that we can service them going forward.
Yeah, I think that's right. If I just look at it from the client perspective and also from a sort of a personnel perspective internally, I think it was difficult to start off with, like any big announcement is. Like I said, these are companies that have existed in their own rights for a very, very long time. And so merging is always going to have a little bit of a hiccup. But I think the real issue that we got over, and we probably got over it quite quickly early on in the year, is stability. The clients just wanted to ensure that we were now stable. And I think from the 1st of January, certainly the Ince part of the group, which had its turmoils just before that, stabilized, and that's all really our clients wanted to do. At the end of the day, if you've got a big casualty, if you've got a big transaction, if you've got a big deal, and you're dealing with a firm, you're really dealing with the lawyers, and as long as those lawyers are stable in their position, they are still the first-class lawyers they were last year, as they are today, hopefully a little bit better, but they are still the same lawyers and therefore able to offer the same service to the client. And on the shipping side, I think the stability at Ince has been very good for our shipping clients, and I think having asked us some questions, which I think a number of them were more just out of interest rather than out of concern, those questions are now gone. And then if we focus on sort of this office and from the personnel in this office, we've been really lucky to be quite stable. We haven't had the sort of movement, certainly at partner level, that normal firms go through. And I think that really shows sort of our commitment to the firm and to the market and to our clients. And that remains, and the clients have been fantastic throughout and very loyal, and really very little actual impact. There's been a lot of noise, but actual impact is quite limited.
And lastly, what would you say is your strategy for Ince to reinforce its status globally moving forward?
You know, when I was thinking about the questions you were going to ask, this was the hardest question, because I've been with Ince for a very long time and it's worked for me, obviously. I'm still here. So my strategy is really to maintain the position that Ince has had as a supplier of legal services to the leading shipping industry, but to also replicate that. So this is me wearing my head of office hat on, not necessarily wearing my shipping hat on, and to replicate that across a number of other services and sectors, so that we can be known for so much more than just shipping, whilst maintaining our strength in shipping. So whilst we will continue to grow shipping, and I mentioned Julian Clark, Barbara also mentioned that hopefully in the next few months there will be more and more people being added, in fact, to all our global offices, and they are leading, people who are leading in the maritime industries and leaders in the maritime industry. So our strategy, certainly in this office, and I think this is a reflection of the global strategy for the Ince Group, is to develop that expertise, that first-class rating across a number of sectors, and to fully integrate, if you like, all those services, the legal services and the professional services, so that we become, we are then able to really provide a wider offering to our clients and those who we want to be our clients.
Fair enough. Any closing remarks that either of you would like to make, or I think we got it all covered?
I think it's just it's a very exciting time. It's growing, it's getting stronger, and it shows in the quality of the people that we have within the firm, which I think is just very exciting.
It is.
Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to Marassi News today, and we wish you the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.